Have you ever stopped to think about something as simple as a sheet of paper and how it actually begins its journey long before reaching your hands? This thin, smooth sheet might look simple, but behind it lies a massive industrial process involving machines, heat, pressure, and incredible engineering precision. What you see here is the final product, but just hours earlier, it started as something completely different, raw wood from towering trees. The journey begins deep in managed forests, where trees are grown specifically for industrial use under carefully controlled conditions over many years. These trees are selected for their fiber quality, growing tall and straight, optimized to produce strong and consistent material for paper production. After years of growth, powerful harvesting machines cut down the trees efficiently, preparing them for transport to the factory. The logs are trimmed and processed on-site, removing branches and shaping them into uniform sections ready for transportation. Massive trucks carry these heavy logs, transporting them across long distances toward large industrial paper mills. As the trucks arrive at the factory, the scale of the operation becomes immediately clear, with huge yards filled with stacked wood. Giant cranes lift entire bundles of logs effortlessly, moving them onto conveyor systems that feed the production line continuously. From this point forward, automation takes over, moving the raw material through a carefully designed system of machines. Before processing begins, the logs must first go through a cleaning stage to remove dirt, debris, and unwanted materials. The outer bark is removed because it contains impurities that could negatively affect the quality of the final paper product. Inside large rotating drums, friction causes the bark to peel away naturally as logs tumble against each other continuously. The logs are fed into powerful industrial chippers that slice them into small, uniform pieces known as wood chips. These chips must be consistent in size to ensure even processing in later stages, making precision extremely important here. The chips are transported deeper into the factory through conveyor systems that connect each stage seamlessly. At this stage, the material is still solid wood, but it is about to undergo a transformation that will completely change its structure. The wood chips are loaded into massive digesters where heat, pressure, and chemicals begin breaking them down into pulp. Inside these massive digesters, wood chips are pressure and chemicals that begin separating cellulose from lignin, binding them together. This process transforms solid wood into a soft, fibrous mixture known as pulp, which forms the fundamental base material for paper production. The chemical reaction removes lignin, the natural glue in wood, allowing fibers to separate and become flexible enough to form paper sheets later. Once the cooking process is complete, the pulp is released and transferred to washing systems to remove residual chemicals and impurities. Powerful water jets clean the pulp thoroughly, ensuring that unwanted substances are removed before moving to the next stage of production. At this point, the pulp appears darker in color and still contains natural tones from the original wood material. To achieve the bright white color of A4 paper, the pulp must go through a bleaching process using carefully controlled chemicals. This stage removes remaining color and impurities, resulting in a much cleaner and brighter pulp suitable for high-quality paper production. After bleaching, the pulp is now soft, clean, and ready to be refined further to improve its strength and consistency. The refined pulp is then diluted with large amounts of water, creating a thin mixture that can be evenly spread into sheets. At this stage, the mixture contains more water than fiber, making it easier to control thickness and uniformity during sheet formation. The pulp mixture is pumped onto a moving mesh screen, where the transformation into paper sheets begins. As the mixture spreads across the mesh, water begins draining away, leaving behind a thin layer of interwoven fibers. This stage is critical because it determines the thickness, uniformity, and overall quality of the final paper sheet. Large suction systems beneath the mesh help remove even more water, speeding up the formation of a stable paper web. The wet paper sheet is still extremely fragile at this point and requires careful handling as it moves forward. Next, the sheet passes through a series of rollers that press out additional water while maintaining the sheet's structure. This pressing stage significantly reduces moisture content, making the sheet stronger and easier to handle in the next steps. Even after pressing, the sheet still contains moisture, so it must pass through a drying section using heated rollers. The heat from these cylinders evaporates remaining water, leaving behind tightly bonded fibers that give the paper its final strength and structure. As the sheet dries, it becomes significantly stronger and smoother, preparing it for the finishing processes that define its final quality. After drying, the paper enters the calendaring stage, where it passes through polished rollers that compress and smooth its surface further. This step improves surface uniformity, making the paper suitable for printing by ensuring consistent thickness and a refined texture. Depending on the intended use, coatings may be applied to enhance brightness, ink absorption, or overall print performance. Special chemical coatings can significantly improve how ink sits on the surface, resulting in sharper images and clearer text when printed. At this stage, the paper exists as a continuous massive roll, stretching hundreds of meters long as it moves through the production line. These rolls are carefully monitored to ensure there are no defects, inconsistencies, or imperfections in the surface or thickness. Advanced sensors detect even the smallest flaws, allowing operators to make adjustments instantly and maintain high production standards. Once approved, the giant rolls are transferred to cutting machines where they will be converted into standard paper sizes like A4 sheets. High-speed cutters slice the continuous roll into precise dimensions, ensuring every sheet meets strict size specifications. The sheets are stacked automatically into neat piles, aligned perfectly to maintain uniformity and ease of packaging. At this stage, the familiar form of A4 paper becomes recognizable, clean, flat, and ready for final inspection before packaging. Quality control teams inspect random samples, checking for smoothness, thickness, brightness, and overall consistency of the product. Precision instruments measure thickness and weight, ensuring that each batch meets strict international standards for paper production. Even slight variations can affect printing performance, so maintaining tight tolerances is essential for high-quality office and printing paper. Once approved, the paper is wrapped in protective packaging that shields it from moisture, dust, and damage during transportation. Branded packaging is applied, giving each product its identity while also providing important information about specifications and usage. Finally, the packaged paper is boxed, palletized, and prepared for shipping to offices, schools, and stores around the world. Large forklifts carefully transport pallets of packaged paper across the warehouse, ensuring stable movement while preparing shipments for each pallet is wrapped tightly in protective film, preventing movement and from damage during long-distance transportation across various environments. Logistics systems track every shipment, ensuring that each package reaches its destination efficiently and without delays across global supply chains. Trucks are loaded with precision, maximizing space while maintaining safety, as each load represents thousands of sheets ready for everyday use. From the factory, these products travel to offices, schools, and homes, becoming an essential part of daily life across the world. What began as raw wood in a forest has now transformed into a clean, smooth sheet to be used for printing, writing, and communication. This transformation is not just mechanical, but a carefully engineered process combining chemistry, physics, and precision technology at every stage. Every step is optimized to ensure efficiency, quality, and consistency, making modern paper production one of the most advanced manufacturing systems. The scale of production is enormous, with a single factory capable of producing millions of sheets of paper every single day. Despite this scale, precision remains critical, as even the smallest variation can impact the final quality and usability of the paper. Engineers and operators continuously monitor the system, ensuring that every stage of production runs smoothly without interruption or defects. Advanced sensors and automation systems detect changes instantly, allowing real-time adjustments to maintain consistent output quality throughout production. These technologies reduce waste and increase efficiency, ensuring that resources are used responsibly while maintaining high production performance. In the process is often cleaned and reused, significantly reducing environmental impact compared to traditional manufacturing methods. Leftover materials are recycled back into the system, minimizing waste and improving sustainability across the entire production cycle. Modern factories are designed to balance production efficiency with environmental responsibility, reflecting the growing demand for sustainable manufacturing practices. Innovation continues to drive improvements in paper production, making the process faster, cleaner, and more efficient than ever before. New technologies are constantly being developed to enhance product quality while reducing energy consumption and operational costs. The industry continues evolving, adapting to new challenges and demands while maintaining the reliability people expect from everyday paper products. What seems like a simple sheet of paper is actually the result of decades of research, engineering, and continuous improvement. Every single sheet of paper carries a complete journey, beginning deep within natural forests and ending as a refined product shaped by advanced industrial precision. This process represents a delicate balance between natural resources and human technology, where efficiency and sustainability must work together to create reliable everyday materials. And even the smallest disruption can affect the final quality, consistency, and usability of the finished paper product. Although hidden from everyday view, this continuous process operates at massive scale, producing essential materials that support communication, learning, and global. Paper remains deeply integrated into daily life, enabling enabling writing, printing, creativity, and communication across different. Behind this simple product lies a complex industrial system working silently, ensuring every sheet meets strict standards for quality, durability. When you hold a sheet of paper, you are holding the result of engineering precision, material science, and carefully controlled processes working in What once existed as raw wood has been transformed through multiple stages into something simple, clean, and incredibly useful in everyday life. This journey demonstrates the power of human innovation, turning natural materials into products that support education, business, and communication across the globe. The entire process combines multiple scientific principles, including chemistry, physics, and engineering. Even in today's digital age, paper continues to play an essential role due to its accessibility, reliability, and ease of use in various. Industry continues to evolve, constantly improving production methods to reduce environmental impact while maintaining. Continuous improvements help optimize resource usage, ensuring that energy, water, and raw materials are managed responsibly. Actually hides an incredibly complex system, carefully designed to deliver consistent results without visible imperfection. The journey from forest to finished product highlights efficiency, precision, and innovation working together to create something used by millions every day. Paper production continues improving, becoming faster, cleaner, and more sustainable while maintaining the quality people rely on. Understanding this process changes how we see everyday materials, revealing the depth of engineering behind something that often goes unnoticed. From the microscopic fibers to the final smooth surface, every detail is controlled to ensure consistent performance in printing, writing, and daily use. This entire process reflects the ability to transform raw materials into refined products through knowledge, precision,